Hey, happy Super Sunday to everyone. Lucas. Fresh and clean, balanced, recharged. All because of a simple thing called music and the ability to play. And when you have the ability to do something and you find yourself in a spot where you can't do it or practice your craft per se, then it really stifles the progression and moving energy, I feel. Especially when you know the capabilities behind it all and using tools such as instruments to expel that energy to a bigger frequency of people in a much bigger way. I found, because it does it for me as well every time I go to a show. But I got to go to the Harvesters of Utah's private event held for a raffle, and how much money they earned, and kind of like a business type thing. But everybody showed up with gear. I came with a couple djembes just to do some offside project stuff, not something too heavy, but to at least keep the chops up per se whenever I need to. So very great tool, and thank you for the person who allowed me to borrow those drums to help me in my process. Good looking out, very kind heart, good spirit. So I've been feeling super out of balance the last couple weeks. There was a few things that I've just had to. Change is inevitable, and you have to fucking change on a daily basis, like adjust something. I mean, there is a such thing as routine, but there are adjustments that need to be, for me anyways, need to be adjusted on a daily, because every day is different, right? So, but as weeks went by of not playing music, I recognized, and I think it was because I went and seen 18 shows last weekend and all these bands, and I started to kind of like start jonesing to play live, basically. And which isn't a bad thing. I think it sparked more motivation to go out and be who I am, really authentically. And I'm not really Lucas, I am the zombie drummer, and Lucas is just another extension of that alter ego that I've used in the past to do negative things with, and so this is my way of paying back and trying to regain balance upon the scale of which life has given me and has honored me with to be a part of. And with that being said, being able to still suit up as the zombie drummer and play the stuff that heightens frequencies. My style and my groove have always been a high frequency stance as far as rhythms go, and that's just my default. That's where I go to. That's what I'm about. That's how I feel when I'm behind the kit, so I expel that energy out towards the audience using the drums. So it was very cool. We kicked it at the party. It was a barbecue, and of course I took my meds and was feeling pretty good. And by the time it was time for me and Luisa to play, we were ready, and we had a couple other players come in to actually form what could be a song. And I'll post a video after this shortly of what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, the guitars and everything and vocals aren't the greatest on there. You hear a lot of the drums, but you'll get the gist of it. Play it on a stereo or headphones to absorb everything that's going on, because there's a lot going on in this room, and I didn't get it recorded audio wise because I'm so spur of the moment at doing things. I'm just like, whatever, man, just record something, right? And then I got the honor to attend yet another barbecue yesterday, tribute to Ozzy, with the Wicked Temple family, Cargo Cult, and it was pretty cool just to kick back with friends who are all musicians. We talk, we got the same interests. And a lot of us are going through the same shit. Everybody's going through the same shit, September, I heard, was going to be a big shift and very uncomfortable month for a lot of people. So heads up on that. September. August should be pretty fruitful from what I understand, as far as, living your dream and manifest as much as you can during August. I think there's a new moon coming up in August too as well. I could be wrong though. I have to double check, but that's a good time to re-solidify your true intentions and purpose of yourself and what you want to do. I'll keep you posted on that, of course. Or you can get the app. There's an app where you can see when the moon's gonna do what, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, it was like from 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock p.m. till about 12:30 this morning. Nothing but interaction with people, musicians, talking about life, talking about music. I'm just connecting and just hanging out, not really having to, musicians get caught up in playing music a lot and it becomes work, but fortunately enough, I brought drums and there's a lot of acoustic players, so we actually jammed as well at the second barbecue, so it was really great. It's really good to be back out here as the zombie drummer and kind of participating a little more. Come to the conclusion that after I get through all my legal stuff, probably gonna get a jam spot on Positively 4th. It could be an alternate place for me to crash if need be. So yeah, I'm getting my ducks in order for that. Every week when I pay out a large sum of money towards one of my fines, that's me becoming a step closer. Every time I work a chapter in my drug and alcohol book and decide to do some things, I become that much closer. So I'm gonna keep on moving forward. And I felt stagnated the last couple of weeks. I know a huge part of that was not being able to play drums. It's a no-brainer and it's obvious, and even my friends see that, because after I played, I just seemed more lighthearted, less, just really light, and it was like totally a meditative place for me to go. And I played for a good hour and a half, so that was like perfect time to just let loose, kind of play some songs that people had in mind, accompany them with their music, but for the most part, playing what I feel. So it was what was really needed to get centered. And I think with that being said and that being done, I think my work life is going to ease up a little bit, at least for August. Like I said, September is going to be a huge retrograde of some sort that's going to cause some massive shifting, which us as humans are not very keen on. So we have different ways of reacting to these retrogrades and these shifts. So just be aware that if weird shit goes down in September, it's probably due to that. And that's just where we're at in life. That's what I feel. So yeah, finding more ways to try to manifest things. A lot of it's action, a lot of it's preparation to act. But the one thing that I found that has worked for me is I keep it as simple as possible. I don't try to dig too deep in places that don't need to be dug up, if that makes sense, in order to move forward. Because sometimes you can get stuck in doing some shadow work that's really dark, and like the feelings that are attached to it are so intense that it's really hard to like pull yourself out if you go too deep. So I think that's a really huge lesson in how boundaries work as well. When you do stuff like that and experiment with it, you'll find that when you put a boundary on some stuff, it makes this 3D life a lot easier to get through, because you're I feel like for me, I'm managing my spirit more, and spirit is the highest energy of all this. Without spirit, there's none of this. So no brainer, I guess. I don't know. There's things I have to relearn all the time, and it's some of the most simplest lessons too. It's like, oh, really? And that's things to do, from getting sidetracked to the pre-programming and constant programming that's always going on. Makes me laugh. Every commercial, every news thread, all that shit, it makes me totally fucking laugh, because there's so much more going on than what meets the eye. So much more. So that's when I mention stuff like retrogrades and new moons. This is to help prepare you for the next shift, or prepare us. It's a good reminder to me, because sometimes I forget. I missed the last new moon. I was at a friend's house, and she's like, oh yeah, it's a new moon, and I was like, oh fuck. You know, I'm not always on top of it. I like to be, but you know, I have to shift focus, major focus in certain areas to even out this 3D life. I have to have balance in each sector of my life in order to feel, you know, good. It's, you know, it's bizarre to me, but I think it has a lot to do with acceptance and the ability to see beyond the bullshit and know that anything is possible. And sometimes I get caught up in that bullshit, whether it be, and I can use many reasons why and blame it on somebody else, but I'll take full responsibility. Every feeling, every thought, everything is actually a choice. If it's not like processed correctly, it's just a choice by default, you know. And it's a way we've grown up. It's the way we've been programmed. It's and it's absolutely our responsibility, if you don't like that pre-programming you're in, to find a way to unwire that shit, you know. And there's many different facets and things you can do. You just got to do the work. And unfortunately today, the programming we are getting on this 3D level is be as lazy as possible. I mean, you don't even got to go shopping no more to get groceries. It's building a system to where you are relying on everybody for everything, basically. So if some sector of this communication / app life that we're living right now goes down, then you might be screwed, because you're getting programmed to use the phone and order groceries rather than go pick them up. Not saying it's a bad thing, because it's good for a lot of people who can't get around. I get it. But at the same token, it's a way to keep us less mobile. The less mobile we are, the harder it is to get away. And I think a lot of people don't recognize that or see that sometimes. And I guess that's why I'm here. To add a, you know, to me it's not rocket science, but at the same time, not everybody is or in tune or receptive to seeing what's trying to be hidden, you know. Because I grew up a MacGyver too, so you know, we see you type deal, you know. We see who you are. So, but at any rate, you know, it's still been a pretty good week. Hung out with a friend on Friday and watched Happy Gilmore 2. Just relax is what I needed, because work week was crazy. I'm thinking that my work is going to get better due to the fact that I'm a little bit more balanced. And when I'm more balanced, I'm able to focus on what's at hand, what's in front of me a lot better, come to find out. And I'm just more aware, it seems like. Still optimistic, which is a good thing for me to be, because I'm one of those Capricorns that it's either really good or it really sucks. So being able to have a colored area versus black and white, that's helped me to do that, and to be able to treat people accordingly, I guess you could say. That's That's what I notice the most when I get balanced. I can treat people accordingly to the way they need to be talked to in order to understand what's trying to be, you know. So, yeah, language doesn't always work. You really have to find those words and things that make people happen, people move, go in motion. Because the only way to release emotion is to be in motion. So if you're not moving around doing things, you are going to immobilize yourself and your chakra energy. Everything is going to become stagnant as hell, and you're going to experience pain physically, some people, depending on who you are. But you'll definitely have like this state of a mild state, I would guess, depression, I could call it, or whenever you're gonna like second guess yourself about what you're doing. It's like it can get really depressing to a point, and very questionable. But still, you have to be, for me, I have to be in tune with my intuition, because I go into a lot of stuff blind, and just to have the experience. Now I've had certain experiences in the last couple few years that I'm like, okay, I don't want to, that's an experience I'm good on not having anymore, you know. I'm slowly realizing what experiences I no longer want to encounter, even though spirit will say you're going to get what you get because you're supposed to get it, and being a stubborn Capricorn, you know. But for the most part, I know I always get put in the right spots at the right times, and very grateful and thankful for that. There's a lot of people, there's a handful of people that have helped me through this weird, long transforming, you know, journey that's gonna continue to transform and continue to grow and move. And it's exciting. It's really exciting. Even though I don't look excited, I'm just kind of chilling today, because I know Monday is going to be a big day. Work is a little crazy. We lost a couple mechanics, so we're down a couple of dudes on doing work, and Monday's always the busiest. So we're just going to work as a team. And what we learned from the owner recently in the last couple of weeks, he's been down helping us try to get the ship tighter, to move a little more flowy. And I can appreciate that, because I like environments that flow. So I think we're getting there at the job, and I think I'll be able to maybe tune in a little deeper, do a little more for my position or whatever needs to be done for the company without killing myself. So got to have that balance regardless, you know. And you know, lately I've been off balance, but I realize every time that like say I can't play drums, that I know I've been neglecting something. So I just gotta kind of look around and be like, okay, where could I use improvement in this section of my life, you know? And that's my sign when I need to check myself, is when I can't play my drums. It's so weird. It's like the universe takes the most beloved craft that I do have and takes it away in order for me to actually sit down with myself and see what I need to do different. So it sucks, but in the same token, it's a blessing as well, you know. And double-edged swords everywhere we go. This is how life is. Life is one big double-edged sword in my mind, and I'm okay with that today, and I accept that today. And I'm not going to be blaming this life for the choices I have made. But yeah, there's a healthy balance of energy flow going on. I had kind of planned on doing something different today rather than sitting out here by Maverick, but a lot of times Sundays are like that, except for last Sunday. That was a 7-hour show, so this was good to also have some time to myself. And I worked out of my drug and alcohol book, got the last chapter done, ready for Wednesday to move forth to more of the books and to learn more as well, because I am learning a lot through this program, and like to thank the guys at TRC for, you know, putting in the time they do to make sure we are like reciprocating the information and how we can apply it to our lives. I mean, they don't force you to do anything, but they will put out some questions that'll get your mind thinking and actually put into some kind of action. So I can appreciate that, and I'm not mad because, you know, this was free. Taxpayers' money, me included, have paid for this program in order for us to get it for free, because not everybody has money and everybody's on their own little financial struggles, and the shit's real. So what we've been doing to put aside taxes for stuff like that, I am very appreciative, and do thank everybody who does pay taxes. And you know, so I'm gonna probably wrap my evening up with a funny comedy, and then some rest, so I can be at tip-top shape tomorrow, so we can make it happen. Yeah, we're gonna make it happen. Suit up, show up, hope you don't throw up type deal, you know. Namaste to you, because the weirdness in me honors and always will uplift the weirdness in you. Have a great day.